It's like an itch you can't scratch on your back, trying to put this podcast on the map. 60 episodes in, what you know about that? So every word, you can hang on to that. Hey, yo, we say a lot by not saying too much. Every Sunday, I wonder what the outcome was. Is it good to you? Is it good to me? Then I think to myself, how bad could it be? Because we stay consistent, but subscribers resistant. But hey, man, all it really takes is an instant. So our commitment to you is just to stay committed and to answer any questions that you may have submitted. Without further ado, since I'm done flowing, I think it's time we get this next episode going.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Are we professional? I think you got to get paid to become a professional podcaster.
No, we don't want to talk about being professional podcasters yet. We're trying to define.
What makes you pro? I think you get pro anything, you got to be paid, right?
So in order to be professional, all that's required is that you're getting paid for it.
I think so. I mean, you got to be good enough, firstly, to get paid, but that's a whole nother topic.
Well, when I was 12, I had a paper out, and I got paid to do that. So
you were a professional.
I was a professional paper delivery boy.
No, you were a paper boy. You were a paper boy, but professionally. It's not like you just made your own paper and just threw it around the neighborhood for nobody. Everybody's like, stop, dude. Just stop. We don't read your stupid fucking paper. No, you were professional. They paid us very terrible wages. It was really actually fucking terrible.
Yeah, it really was. They were like, here's 500 papers to deliver by 4 p.m.
Yeah, dude, you had to deliver it. Yeah, for sure. I remember it was every Wednesday. They delivered these gaggles of paper, like a whole bunch of newspapers. Right? They give you this big bag of those small red rubber bands.
Yeah.
And
you had to fold 500
you had to fold them.
Papers.
It was like
Shout out to moms for that because she helped a lot with
for you, motherfucker. I folded every one of my motherfucking papers. That was bullshit. I remember they that was fucked up. And then so you would deliver it every Wednesday.
Right.
I would say to probably, I don't know how many papers you would throw, man. Probably over 100 houses.
Yeah, a bunch.
More than 100 houses because you definitely were throwing on at least 10 blocks or so were yours.
I wanted to say it was probably at least 150 papers every.
Yeah, so you throw a lot, right? So every Wednesday it takes you however long to fold those papers, mad long actually. If you're like a true man or you're just Adam and get your mommy to do things for them.
Hey, I was at school. I came back and it was folded. I didn't ask any favors. It just happened.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I remember I used to be like, God damn it, I got to do these fucking papers again. It was the worst.
Yeah.
I swear.
I was like, wait. Whose idea was this job again? Because there's no way I chose to do this.
No, I chose to do it. I was like, I'm going to get money, right? So we got to still explain what their fucking pay scale was. So you basically do that every Wednesday for the whole month. And then on the fourth Wednesday, while you deliver, you collect. You're supposed to collect. There was this ticket that was worth $1.10 or some shit, right? Yeah. And they paid for that. And then anything they'd give you was a tip on top of that. Or they'd pay you and then let you keep it so you can go to another house and charge them another $1.10, right?
Yeah.
Now, no, it was completely voluntary. The paper still was delivered, but if you wanted to pay for the service, you could to keep the paper going, which is cool, right? It's the neighborhood paper.
Which, I mean, what was the cost for the people who ran the paper anyway? Like, you printed the paper, you had somebody drop it off at people's houses, and then that was it. And you were a neighborhood paper. All you did was print paper
4 times a month.
But all the labor was damn near free.
Who knows how much it costs to print? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is you could pay us more.
When the labor is free, it's a great deal for them. Okay, we counted on tips and tickets pretty much.
Truth. And either way, I think you would make $60 a month if you were lucky.
Something like that.
$60 a month. That's like $15 a week.
Yeah.
It's like $1 an hour.
A large time investment from the time it arrives on your porch to the time you fold all the papers to the time you deliver them. That's like a 4 or 5 hour investment.
Yo, as a youngin', you only had so many jobs you can really get and fuck with. And I remember that being the first one I had. And I remember being like, this is some bullshit. They are definitely not paying us enough. But that was the only option you had. Strike like a motherfucker. And then they just go find another kid.
Right.
I'll do it. I got a bike. Dude, I remember Pops used to park at the beginning of the block. Had me with a bag, I'll just go toss him. He'll meet me at the end of the block.
Yeah.
Or if we really had to get it done, shout out to Pops. He would throw him too, I think, once in a while. But that's some fucked up shit, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend anybody be a paper boy.
No. And now it's funny because
unless they got it unionized. If they got unionized, I'd become a paper boy.
In the suburbs now, where these people are driving around and they're delivering their Sunday paper or whatever, they literally don't give a fuck. They'll just open a window and toss it out. The bag's not tied or anything like that. The fucking Sunday paper flies out and it's everywhere. I've seen this happen a few times now, and I'm like, That's some bullshit. The Sunday paper, like that's the one I don't want all over.
That's
the
where
place.
my arm got good, man. That's how I like my arm start, like my ability to throw and aim. That's where that shit came from.
You always try not to hit the door, but it happened half the time anyway.
Dude, you would have to hit the door because that's where it would hit the door and fall directly at the bottom, like
And-
right in front of them. They'd be like, "Oh, thanks, dude."
Yeah, and it lets them know, hey, your paper's here.
Hell yeah, it's like, dude, paper's here. Not that this is the most important paper you ever seen.
Right.
It'd be neighborhood news. Dog catches cat running through his backyard,
Yeah, pretty
eats
much.
it. Like, oh shit, poor cat.
Yeah,
That's all you had.
there
There
was
was
a whole lot of. I mean, there was
It was all right. I'm downplaying it. It had obvious real. It had real news.
there
but,
was
like,
always like news about the local schools and shit. And
Never
like, oh,
never read it once.
I pulled out the thing here.
See,
All right,
now
we're
we've
back.
both done that. Hold on.
Damn thing.
Yeah, you got to watch that. Talk.
Hello, hello.
All right.
All right, we got to find a way to
Set this up better.
circumvent all these wires.
We need grommets and holes for the grommets to go onto and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but yeah. So in order for us to actually be considered professional podcasters,
Yeah.
all that's missing is a paycheck.
I would think so. I don't know how far off that paycheck is. Now, that's the thing. It takes a while to get paid for your services.
It does. It's a
So-
labor of love until you start getting paid, and then you should
Most
still
things are.
continue that,
Most things are a labor of love.
especially without pay. But yeah, I mean, honestly, there's ways that we can go about doing it already and get paid, but like, it's not gonna be very big. You know?
No. I mean, I don't know if we're professional yet, but I know at this point and this is a good segue into us introducing
I
ourselves.
wish you would stop doing that. Let me segue into introducing.
You weren't gonna do it,
I was
but I was
going.
gonna say episode 60.
But yes, we are 60 episodes into this show here, the Kiona and Kasson podcast.
Yes, sir.
I'm your host Adam, here with my brother Osama.
You already know.
We're glad to be here with y'all. 60 episodes in, you let us do this. Some of you, anyway. We did lose a subscriber this week, but
We lost a subscriber.
whatever.
Viewership's gone down a bit. I don't. It's all right. It's all right. It's cool.
listen,
Maybe those
not everybody
maybe those
likes the
people like
analytics, just us.
maybe
so.
those people like Dave a little bit more, right? And since Dave dropped off, they don't want to listen anymore. It's cool. It's cool.
I mean, hey, you know,
It's
it
cool.
happens.
It's cool. Dinka, Eddie. Dinka.
But yeah, man, 60 episodes in, so that's what, like
60.
a lot of episodes, you know.
60. I don't know.
60.
That's 60, huh? Yeah, that's 60 fucking episodes.
Yeah, we're. I feel like we should be getting paid by now, but hey,
What's the age where you get your AARP and all that
I
old
think
people
technically
shit?
it's 65.
Oh, really? So we ain't even seasoned yet.
No, and by the time we're actually able to do that, it's gonna be like 95.
What the hell are you talking about?
Like by the time we're gonna retire and AARP starts coming for us
all
and
that
shit.
shit ain't even gonna
No,
exist.
no. I mean, probably like 90% of our age group is gonna be dead by that time.
Like, dude, you're still working, but like, I can't stop. They didn't give me shit when I was younger. They fucked everything up.
I can't see, but I'm sitting here introducing people to Walmart as it is.
That's one of the most fucked up jobs. Like working at Walmart in general probably can't be that great a job.
And then being a greeter at the door, like, hey, thank you for coming. Welcome to Walmart.
Like, dude, you know you can work at Costco. It's probably a big pay bump.
And all you got to do is pretend to look at a receipt as people leave, and then put a check mark.
So
on it.
those people are professional greeters.
But those they don't even look at your receipt. How are they?
They do check. They just check it
They'll be
off
like,
and
you
shit.
have a receipt, cool.
Like, dude, I just literally gave you a gum wrapper.
Yeah,
You know. But no, I mean, I don't know. Hey, I mean, professional is as professional does.
I suppose. Listen, I never had a job
What
where I
the
could
fuck
just
does that mean?
stand in one place and put check marks on receipts. If I had that kind of job, I just never had it.
I mean, I don't know how much they get paid. It can't be that. Do you think they get paid as much? You should be paid for what your job is, really.
I think if you work at Costco doing that, you probably get paid like $14, $15.
I think you get paid the same thing everybody else gets paid for the most part.
the intro price.
I think, I mean, I've worked at Costco when I was younger, and you know, I wouldn't advise. I mean, I guess I would advise it if you're as a youngin. Like, it depends on how far you want to go. Like, if you want to, I mean, I do know it's a good company,
Yeah.
but I didn't really. I've worked in retail so much in my life, and I don't know. Retail to me has always been like, you know, those jobs for me.
have always sucked.
Yeah, they're all bad, man.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
Yeah.
Retail is a terrible job. You should always have.
Like, if you work there, I suggest everybody do it when they're a kid, but like leave after like 6 months, and never go back.
No. I mean, you should work it as a child. That's what I was just gonna get at. As a kid, as like fresh out of like when you're able to work now. What 16 or is it raised up early? Is it
16.
later now? Can you be?
It's
8?
still 16. I think you can get a worker's permit still for 15.
Okay, so at 16, I think you should work retail. I think you should work multiple retail jobs. I think also you should understand that when you're that age and the positions you have, they're almost like a dime a dozen. Like I've worked at many retail stores in my life, and I think you should definitely experience it. I think you understand how to deal with assholes.
It gives you a realistic idea of what you're going to encounter with other people in the world.
It's a good sample. It's a good sample size, or it's a good representation of the population, right?
Yeah,
walking
for sure.
around these
Like
places.
1 in 10 people are friendly and nice and make your job a little bit easier, and then the other 9 people fucking suck and makes you want to murder them and jump over the counter.
Dude, working retail really does let you experience all types of folks. Like, honestly, like I worked in hardware at both Lowe's and Home Depot, right? It was like I left Home Depot for Lowe's. I was like, yeah, I'm out, yo. And then it was just as bad. No, but I mean, there's been days in hardware we used to make keys, right?
Yeah.
So I'd have to make keys at the key machine, and there will be days people will come in and ask for 100 copies of one specific key.
That's a lot of fucking copies of one key. Why do you need that many people?
Why would
having
you?
the same
Yeah,
key?
like how many units? Like what? There's no place in time where I could think, oh, you need 100 of these keys, unless every time you use it, you just chuck it out the window and just understand you got that fucking 99. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what you would be doing with 100 fucking keys.
Yeah, there's literally nothing that makes that much sense.
I've made 100 keys for sure of one key.
I'm just trying to think of a scenario in which 100 different people would go through one particular door at any given time and need the key to get in. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's no place. That's the answer. There's no place, and that's what's really going on here.
Some guy would just like, my wife loses the keys all the time, so I'm gonna make 100 copies. She'll never lose this
dude.
key.
Even that, I'm telling you, he just uses them as disposable keys, and that's his game plan.
Or they are like involuntarily very let's say elusive.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he has like the keys are in a very volatile like place. So this lock he gets, he has to like really try to find the key, open it up, and every time he loses the key, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like movie scenario.
Bottom line, it's a real terrible world when you work in retail.
No,
space.
I'm not even finished speaking about retail. No, so it's funny, even the people you work with are hilarious, right?
Yeah.
So at Home Depot, there was this old dude, right? And he would always wake up, he had the early shift, and I hated him because he'd always be off at like 1, 2:30. I'd be like, motherfucker, yo. Like, I got shit to do too. Your old ass ain't got nothing to do but go to sleep by 4:45. Like, but he was a cool dude, right? Like, super cowboyish, like big white mustache. Right, like white hair, but like super cowboyish. It was hilarious. Like super, just like I remember, just literally, just like an old man, like a vet,
like Texan
type of guy. Yeah, specifically that. Like I that's probably the best way to describe it. And he would wake up super early, and that guy was hilarious because like we'd have store meetings, and he'd come on his motorcycle. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You're like 100, but he was cool. And I do remember we had so there were some other young guys that worked with us, right? And I hated retail, and if I didn't understand the question, I'd go find somebody that knew. And I go to the guy in the department, I'd be like, yo, this guy's looking for this, right? And I don't know what that is. Can you come show him? Be like, cool. So we walk over there, he'd start talking, I dip. Like, all right, he got this customer. I'm gonna go.
Right.
So I remember I did that for a while, and then one day he came up to me, he's like, hey man, stop fucking.
You're leaving me with all these customers who need things.
He
Son
literally
of a bitch.
is like, dude, stop fucking bringing people to me and then just walking away. I was like, dude, we got other people to take care of. I was like, what are the two of us going to be there for? He's like, well, don't bring me. Like, he really got angry at me. I remember, dude, this white guy, can't even remember his name. But I just remember that being one of my favorite fucking things I've ever heard in my job, ever at any job, right?
Like, hey, G, stop that.
Like, he didn't even say, he's like, hey, man, Stop bringing guys over here. That shit made me laugh so hard. Working retail is really, really funny, but it builds character. And I think
Does that?
I think a lot of young kids should work retail to understand, like, okay, this is what you have to do if you don't do anything else in
Right.
life. Because
Yeah.
retail is always available, but other good jobs aren't. And if you don't do what you have to do to get those jobs, well, this is what you're going to be doing, man.
And I'll tell you from experience,
Not to shit
it's
on
always
anybody.
available. They will hire anybody.
Anybody. Not to shit on people
Anybody.
who work these jobs. Like, a lot of them suck, but some people are just doing their thing, doing what they got to do to survive. And I get that. Because, I
Agreed.
mean, again, we've met. Like you said, we've met the people that represent the population in this. So they're good people. There's shitty people. There's people who come for 3 weeks and be out.
Yep.
You know, motherfuckers that come for one day. Like, oh, this is whack.
Yeah. Yep. I wish I would have been that person.
I've ghosted many jobs, yo. I'm like, all right, I ain't coming back to this.
I'm done with this shit.
I've
Fuck it.
ghosted jobs after like a year and a half. Like, all right, I'm done. Fuck this.
you just stop showing up. I don't know.
You don't. I never valued retail jobs, but like
No.
in hindsight, every job I've had in retail was a great learning experience for me. You know.
For sure. I wouldn't say a great learning experience, but it was a learning experience. You know.
No, it's.
I wouldn't say great.
You don't get it. Where
I've
would you
done it
get?
long
Where would
enough.
you get that experience from?
That's why I said work it for 6 months.
No, but 6
And-
months ain't long
and
enough. You haven't worked
it
even
is.
a full season.
As long as you work like
Like
the
a
back
full,
end,
a full,
the back
a
6
full
months.
4 seasons.
If you work like July to December,
I
you get
wonder
a
if-
good.
Did I do anything there?
I don't think so.
Did I touch this?
I don't think so.
Okay, hold on. Hello.
Hello.
Damn it, we keep doing that. I think we should just leave that in this week, though. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. This is episode 16. We're still struggling, trying to keep from
I
moving
mean, this
everything.
shit is new, man. All these mics and wires and shit. What happened to fucking wireless? What's going on with that?
I mean,
You
I'm
guys
sure we
keep
could probably find
motherfuckers
some,
keep trying to find ways to get Tesla to stop Musk to stop making things. This motherfucker's gonna make all the wireless shit before you get them out of here. I want a wireless mic. I know they make those already.
I don't know how to connect it to this camera or this other pieces that
How
we
the
use
fuck,
here.
dude? We
so.
couldn't even connect these wired mics. How are we gonna connect wireless mics? How do you do this?
Damn digital age.
But yeah, man, just kind of like for me, I think that you have to. So I've worked at the Best Buys, right? And working at those places during like Christmas holidays, you should work through Christmas holidays.
Do yourself a favor. If you're gonna work retail, work for a place that offers an employee discount. So at least
hell
you're
yeah.
getting some kind of back end, you know.
That's why I worked at Best Buy for a minute.
Yeah.
You have to work at a place where you're gonna. Oh
Because
man,
Dominick's didn't give me. Well, they gave me an employee discount on like store brand shit, and I was like, that shit is nasty.
a discount at a grocery store would be dope if they would give you like a discount on everything.
Right.
You know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah.
Yo,
they're
and
not
what's this
badly chopped.
discount pre-tax? Like, fuck you, dude. I want you to take the discount off everything.
Right. You guys are too concerned with pre-tax.
Taxes are bullshit
They
anywhere.
are.
How are you just gonna tax what I dude? I work these hours. This is bullshit. You're just gonna come get money from me?
Well, look, we don't
my
do
pimp?
these jobs anymore. Let's move on
We're
for
being
episode
pimped.
66. We were. That's true.
Hey, baby, you got my money. I'm sorry, daddy. slow
No,
pickings.
That was more when we worked at Riza's and we didn't get paid for it. But yeah, so I was reading some story and it was like some college referee in Maine. I don't know specifically like what this device was used for, but anyway, dude got fucking smacked in the face with a cannon, right? Like he got shot.
I wish you had that story so we can read it right now.
I had like
That
part
would
of
be
it saved.
hilarious to hear.
But-
I mean, not for that guy. Hopefully, he's okay.
Well, he's in the hospital, but he said it was not severe injuries.
Got a little crazy, man. I was spinning
Um,
around and blew that cannon and shot that guy in the face, man.
All
I
it
just
says
pictured a
here,
guy who did it
I
like
got
a
like the
pothead.
first line for you. It says, a football referee in Maine was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries after being hit in the face by a cannon blast during Saturday's game between Massachusetts and Maine.
What was the cannon?
It doesn't say. I don't
And
know. I don't
Maine.
know honestly, but
Was it like a
How do
T-shirt
you-
cannon?
that's what I'm assuming, right?
If it was a T-shirt, like that would suck. Firstly,
Like,
but
first of
secondly,
all,
like
do-
how
Do regular cannons still exist? Where you like light the fuse at the end and like,
yo,
is
those
that
are
still a thing?
that's a hilarious. Like cartoons made cannons like very funny.
Yeah, they were like they look like deadly weapons.
Just light a wick and just walk away and just watch something blow somebody off.
Yeah,
That sounded a little weird.
it did. But yeah,
I walk on two legs.
I imagine it had to
Homo
be.
erectus.
Did I say
How'd you say homo?
I didn't mean that. But yeah, man, I imagine it had to be like a shirt cannon. There's
It definitely was
I'm
a shirt
still
cannon.
lost
This
with this
isn't
whole
a
situation.
real cannon. Obviously,
I'm like, did he get smacked? Because if you even if it came from the shirt cannon and it hits you straight up the nose or some shit, that'll fuck you up pretty good. You
Yeah,
know?
because those are loaded. I'd imagine with some sort of CO2, right?
I would think so.
Big
Like,
ass
they
little
shoot them into the
cartridge.
crowd pretty.
Yeah, they
pretty far.
got a pretty high, like discharge rate.
Right. I don't know, but
How the fuck did this ref get in the way? Why did this?
that's what I'm wondering.
Dude,
Like,
this person shot this ref in cold blood.
this person was like, bah!
Like, dude, last fucking game you were calling this.
I'm sorry. He was
fucked
like,
up. Well, no, that's not how the cannon works. The cannon is the one they shoot.
I know that, but I was just a reference to the old cannons.
You're a reference to
Oh
old
my
cannons.
Anyways, yeah. So
fucking
at
ref.
least he's all right. You know, interesting events that I'm sure he wasn't very happy with. But
Speaking of face tattoos. Fuck, we weren't speaking of face tattoos.
nobody was speaking.
We were speaking of faces and people getting shot in them.
Yeah.
And then I was going to try to segue into something.
It's just not transitioning.
Yeah, I
like
fucked that one up.
this is not
Anyway,
what
Celine Dion.
transitioners do well.
Celine Dion said, "Hey Drake, we can go to dinner. We can go have drinks. We can record
He
together."
was basically like, "We
She-
should go and fuck."
She almost said like that was the furthest. She was this far away
Yeah.
from that.
She
She was
was.
like, "We can go fuck." I was like, "Oh, I take that out. Take that out. Take that out." Because Drake said he wanted to get a Celine Dion tattoo.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but
She's not like, she's like, so Celine Dion to me is like very close to like Sarah Jessica Parker, and that Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a foot.
so you're talking about looks wise. This is what she is.
No, I'm just saying like you could pick better people to put on your body.
Well, he put on the Beatles, and he has like some other.
Yeah, Drake's got questionable tattoos.
He does.
Like, firstly, they're like small quarter-sized tattoos just randomly placed on his body.
Yeah.
Like, where's the cohesive, conceptual tattoos I would anticipate his like mind to come up with?
Like
right?
you shouldn't look like a junior year notebook with just
Your body looks like a desk.
just draw randomly. This is my accumulation over the
What
years.
are these? You got these fucking terrible tattoos, right? Somebody around you needs to like be like, "Yo, Drake,
These are terrible
You got,
tattoos.
dude, what the fuck? Who drew this?
Somebody
bullshit?
did this.
Somebody did this,
It
and
was
it wasn't.
you.
And it wasn't. Drake's tattooing himself. Like, shit, I fucked up. All right, we'll just call this we'll call this an interpretation of the
I'm just gonna
Beatles.
scribble it out.
He scribbles it out. Oh no. What if you got a tattoo, right? And you were getting a tattoo, and like the guy's like, "Oh shit!" And you're like, "What's up?" Like, "No, don't worry about it. It's cool." So he keeps going, and you look right, and you look at the first thing, and it's like it started here, and then it looks like he fucked up, and he put an X, and then like an arrow, and it went to the other side, and this is where it started again and shit. You remember like you would write something in the grade school and put over like to the
Yeah.
next page and shit,
Yeah.
like they wouldn't look.
And then they were like, "Don't put over when that happens. Just don't do that."
They would never tell me that, but I just think it's funny that we assume they wouldn't just look on the other side of the paper that this run-on sentence would just end here, and then in crazy fashion he
Like, yeah, I fell asleep.
Like, you'd be like-
writing,
you'd be like-
and,
it's all they got to do is turn the page over and see there's other pages. You don't get other words. You don't got to put over. They're gonna be like, "Oh, there's nothing else," and they're not. They're gonna avoid turning the page over. They're gonna grade you on that.
like, I don't think I should turn this paper over. I'm just gonna assume he left the sentence halfway, and this was the end of his assignment.
Anyway, but yeah, Drake, don't get Celine Dion tattooed on your face. That's probably not the best idea.
Well, he was
Who
gonna
would you,
get her.
is
face
there
tatted.
is
I
there
don't think he
is
was
there
gonna
a
get-
celebrity you would get tattooed on your face? Not on your face. Maybe not even on your face. On your body in general.
Maybe not like a mainstream celebrity. No.
Like, who the fuck are you thinking of? Like, if you're not getting a mainstream, you're just gonna get some random fucking. Hey, that dude over there that be singing on a in
Celebrities
the
that
red
live.
line.
Celebrities that live on the dark web. You know.
Dark what?
Do I really have to spell this out for you?
I know what the dark web is. Oh, you're talking about like getting a bitch tattooed on you or some shit?
like some porn star shit.
You get a porn star tattoo?
No,
on
I
you?
wouldn't. But I'm saying if I was gonna ever get like a tattoo of a celebrity, it wouldn't be just like a normal.
You consider porn stars celebrities?
In some arenas,
They're
they are.
not celebrities. They're just like the girls that are more well known for having sex.
Well, that makes you a celebrity. Like,
I don't think so.
I think if like millions of people know who you are, pretty much calls it a day. You know?
No, millions of dicks know who you are. That's a different story. There's not many women that know who these porn stars are.
Regardless, the answer is then no celebrities that I would put on my body.
Okay, then I just was wondering, like,
What
dude,
about
you
you?
consider like, probably not. But like, if like, let's say you got like real drunk and you wanted to get like a really funny tattoo, I would say like Christopher Walken would be a pretty funny guy to get tattooed on you. But like,
What was that line in The Waterboy? He was like, "I want to get who tattooed on his ass?"
fuck. Because it's himself.
It's
fuck.
like, well, Mama don't know.
Why
Won't
can't
hurt
I
her.
remember who the fuck the Fonz?
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler. Well,
My
mama
mom
don't
said-
know. Don't hurt her.
My mama said I shouldn't get Henry Winkler tattooed on my ass.
Like, why? Of all the things and all the places to put it, like, okay, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, do what you got to do. But personally, I'm thinking I want a tattoo elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. I think if you're gonna get a tattoo, it shouldn't be super like. The people who get like really small tattoos, like on their forearm, right? Like, if you're gonna get a small tattoo, start like up, right? Don't just put it randomly in your body. Like, all right, well, this is where this is gonna be now.
Yeah.
And like, what if you wanted to get a tattoo later and you didn't want to like cover that tattoo up? Now you got to go around this stupid like thing you've decided you wanted to get like years ago.
I mean, you can go over it.
See, getting a tattoo to me is like super like I am going to get one. Full disclosure, like I've decided because like much of you know, Stacks passed a couple. Like, man, it's crazy now because what is today? It's 28 days since he passed away, which is like. But either way, I do intend on getting a nice dope tattoo. I've already decided the tattoo artist and all that. But I am going to get one. Before this though, I had ideas, but never anything. I was like, oh, for sure, I'm gonna get this shit because you know what I'm saying. Like for this, I know I want to get it. I just need to make sure I get the right picture,
Yeah.
all of that. But I always feel like tattoos should be something that means something, and if
Yeah,
not,
absolutely.
something that is close to you, right?
Right.
Right? Like it shouldn't necessarily meaning something to you is relative, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what you like.
For sure. You
I'd
can
like
live
to
in a city and not give a fuck about that city.
right,
you can,
exactly,
you know,
exactly.
Drive a car and hate the car.
There's people who get tattoos dedicated to their city. That's fine because that's something part of you, right? It won't never be true that that's
Yeah.
part of you, But if you go get like tribal tattoo,
Right.
and
Like unless you're part of that tribe.
right, like, and that's definitely not a thing. Like,
Right.
I don't. I mean, it's cool. Like, do what you got to do, but like, I do notice that most people who got tribal tattoos later on decided to do something different.
This is true. Well, some people, like in The Rock's case, actually got a tribal tattoo later on in life.
He is
The Brahma Bull.
Samoan, isn't he? Like, he's
Well,
part.
yeah, but I don't know if like that
But
tattoo is.
But no, I think he does. Most of his stuff is related to what his culture is.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if you are like Joe, not tribal, and you go decide to go get something, and
Joe, not tribal.
yeah, that's your last name. It's for sure the point that you aren't a tribal person. So now you're gonna go get tribal tattoos to do what? Like, I guess it's cool. It's a cool design.
Maybe you hate the way your arm looks, and this is the biggest way to cover it up.
Dude, just get like no, dude. I don't get
Yeah.
it. I won't get a tattoo for no reason. It has to be even something I like. It's hard for me to have gotten a tattoo. I know people that got dope tattoos just because they like tattoos, and that's cool. But
Oh yeah, and the only other scenario in which I would like have a tattoo at all of a celebrity would be if it's like an album cover, right? But like also not one person's album. Like like
Oh, I
you never
think-
see me put like Reasonable Doubt on my leg. Like it's not gonna be the case.
I think a cool collage
Yeah.
of that a whole musical themed tattoo, like an arm sleeve, will be really dope.
Yeah.
I think if depending on who biggest thing for me is work. I got to make sure the person that's doing it, even a stupid tattoo, as long as it's done well, is a nice tattoo.
Yeah.
But if you do a stupid tattoo with some dude that's just practicing, don't
It's like,
ever in
actually,
your
I'm
life
not really good at this.
don't ever in your life be the guy. Don't tell me I'm gonna do your tattoo and make me to be a practice.
Right.
Like, I'll do it for cheap, but just later on tell me, oh, good, man, I'm glad you like it because I was just practicing.
Like, listen, if you scribble out on my arm, I'll feel it.
I'll fuck somebody. Dude, if you do a tattoo,
Yeah.
I don't, man, you gotta vet these people more,
That's true.
correctly. Like, I don't understand these folks who just get random tattoos for just no reason, and they didn't even do any research on the guy who did the tattoo.
I would also like to understand like how tattoo artists really develop their skills, because who's letting them?
There's like fake skin.
I mean, there probably has been for some time, I guess, but like
Yeah,
it's different when it's on a person, you know?
I don't know. I've thought about that too. Like, there's certain professions like that, dude. Practicing is deadly or very like high stakes.
Yeah.
So like, I even take it to like race car driving. Like, I got to practice going 200 miles an hour around this fucking oval.
Not that it doesn't sound to be a blast, but you also have to take into account the other 50 cars on the road.
Dude, getting good at like skateboarding. Your dick gets hit so many fucking times. Like you break bones nonstop. Like,
yeah, talking
dude,
about
the first time I'm like, all right, I'm done.
talking about hobbies of passion. Yeah, no, definitely not. If I ever got hit in the balls with a fucking skateboard, you'll never see me touch another skateboard. Like,
dude, if you ever get hit in balls with,
No.
like, dude, I damn near didn't want to touch a girl after I got kicked. I've got kicked in the balls by a girl when I was younger. Like, I don't remember why. Like, bitch, this is bullshit. Like,
don't do that.
I remember I was mad. I was probably less than 10 years old, man.
She walked by and flicked me in the dick.
That Bill Burr shit is hilarious. He's like, I was pissed for like 3 days. But no, tattoo wise, I definitely feel like you should do your homework. Make sure you got the right person. Make sure that you got the thing that you want on your body forever,
Yeah,
Especially if you put it in a place that's super visible.
absolutely agree.
Your face.
Well, yeah, I mean, you should just probably never get a face tattoo. I don't understand why people do that.
What if face tattoos were
Did
literally
Mike Tyson start that trend?
Probably not.
Well,
but
other than like
like
the essays
celebrities,
of the
more than likely so, I think.
Yeah.
What if face tattoos were literally just getting somebody else's face tattooed on your face?
Whose face would you put on yours?
Whose face would I put on my face? Brad Pitt's.
Gay.
Fuck else? I'm gonna put. Who do you want me to put? Biz Marquee? Like, the fuck?
I'm just how you refer
Didn't
to
Biz
things that are
die?
gay?
Biz Marquee passed, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh no, that was Craig Mack. Wait, Biz Marquee's alive, I think.
I don't know. Let's not talk about it. We don't know it. And
Yeah,
just
I
jinx
don't
some
wanna,
things.
yeah. I just didn't want to like
that.
go over that. I didn't want to like say it and then
Did
like
you say you didn't want to gaggle over that?
I didn't say gaggle.
It sounded like gaggle. Opposite shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out.
While we're here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, did you hear the producer of The Simpsons and Rick and Morty?
He passed away.
Yeah,
right?
Jay.
I'm not a Rick and Morty guy. I've never watched it.
I don't know much about it either, but I don't know how long he's been working for The Simpsons. But yeah, he was only like 52 or
Yeah, he was
something.
mad young.
He was young, so
Mad young. So I wonder if he's been working on that for the majority of the time that it's been on.
yeah.
Simpsons are just about as old as I am.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't know how much his
Just about
hand
as old as I am.
I don't know how much of a hand he had in the show altogether, but like, rest in peace to him. Thanks
Rest
for all the
in
great
peace.
content.
Indeed. I
throughout
don't know.
the years.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched Simpsons like in the last, I haven't really been a Simpsons person in the last probably 10 years because it's just so much like
I wouldn't say 10 years.
the
Maybe
way
the last
you-
like 3 or 4.
the way you view TV nowadays is just so much differently.
Yeah.
The format is so much different than it used to be that it's kind of hard to like really, I don't know. Like it's hard to keep up with certain
It's hard to be
shows
like
now.
Sunday at 7 p.m. on Fox.
Right. Because you used to structure your day around TV. Like you remember like, oh shit, I got to get home. Remember back in the day, like you'd be out there in the summer and not even summer's a bad, we were happy during the summer because TV was done
Yeah.
and you just be out.
'Cause otherwise, you had TGIF come back in the fall.
Right. So like you would have like shit will come back like in September and be out by May. But I remember on Sundays be out like kicking it and shit, like, oh shit, Simpsons about to turn on. or you eat dinner before the
You
Simpsons.
disappear for an hour
Dude,
and come back.
Dude, like I remember the shit like used to because there was no DVR,
Yeah.
you know, and kids actually wanted to be outside. Like we actually wanted to be out and kicking it and I now I don't understand how kids just don't want to be outside away from the crib.
Kids are the worst these days. That's why. You know,
Kids are the worst.
They like don't give a fuck about doing anything with other people in person.
Yeah, it's weird. Everything is so impersonal nowadays. Like I don't know. Like I think that there's something to be said about like, oh man, like that Joel Ortiz song that you heard Screens.
Yeah.
It's a perfect representation of like how things are. I think.
I read something the other day. Somebody was like, "All you '90s babies, y'all are the old heads now," and I was like,
that doesn't make
I
any
don't
sense.
like that
I think
idea, to be honest.
no. I think,
but it's kind of true because the way things are changing. Not like
things
our
change
age in
so
general.
quickly. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
the way we're accustomed to things being is much different than the kids these days. You know.
Even though you guys started like even 90s babies had more technology than like the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So
Well, of course.
I mean, but technology and the way things have progressed so quickly, I agree. It seems like everything is. So that may be right in some sort of view.
I mean, think about it. It's been 20 years since '99 now. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about that, right? Do you remember the like Y2K scare?
Yeah. And I remember hating that more because Chris Jericho introduced to the WWF at that time, and he did that gay ass Y2J shit.
Wasn't it like a countdown? Like it would just pop on, and like nobody knew. The lights would turn down, the countdown would happen, and nobody
knew. That was the first
knew.
time that ever happened. You know,
What do you mean?
like there was some I think Raw episode or something like that, and that's the first time that he came on the show, and he was like he had the countdown thing. And then it was him, and that's how he introduced himself to the WWF.
But didn't that because they were advertising that he was going to come out for a while, weren't they? So like, wasn't there some sort of thing that would happen during a program where you'd be like, "What the fuck was that?" and nothing would happen. Like the lights would go out, you'd hear some. I don't know. I just remember that being the case.
Yeah, I remember it too. Yeah. So, but that's why I hated the Y2K scare more than anything else.
This motherfucker didn't realize that people were talking about like technology shutting down and us all being fucked.
I mean,
like, dude, the whole fucking thing's going up. Like, dude, but Y2J
at
is
10
bullshit.
years old. How much do I really care about the rest of that shit?
That's true. That's fucking really true.
You know, I was like, oh, I'm about to go into a new phase of 2000.
It was just weird, but like I remember everybody saying the numbers. We don't know how it's gonna turn out. Everything is zero. We're fucked. Like nobody knows. We don't know if it's the thing is just gonna keep counting. Like what fucking counter are you guys doing? Is it like the clicker like? Or you know when you walk with the thing that measures how many feet, that click 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 click. Like oh shit! If it goes past 1 million, we're good. If it doesn't, we're fucked. That's really what it was. Like
something like
this
that.
irrational fear that everybody was going to die because it was now the first of the 2000s.
But like, what was that thought about? Like, first
Humans
of all,
are fucking retarded, dude.
like right now, going into 2020, that would be scarier, right? Because my whole life is online. Like all my information is on there. Everything that will affect me personally, is compromisable.
Yeah.
Back in '99, you didn't have that much fucking shit online.
There was stuff online, like
yeah, but
the things we had online then are what we thought was really important. Now we know that we're way
that's
off.
what I'm saying. So now, like, you store your bank account information, your credit information, your social security numbers everywhere. Like, it wasn't like that in '99. Not even if it was, very very barely to this extent. Like,
dude, I remember in 1999, like it wasn't that long ago we had to use calling cards. Like calling cards were hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever spoken about calling cards on here, but like, dude, calling cards, you had to enter at least 27 letters, numbers, right? By the end of it, like, okay, so it'd be like a 12-minute calling card. It would take you at least 10 minutes to enter all the information, and you get like 30 seconds because that minute and a half only lasted 26 seconds in real life.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, guys, what you doing? Oh, shit, it's about to end. I love you, Brock.
Yeah,
Please
and they're
enter
mad expensive, right?
Please enter the 47 numbers at the end of the card.
If you guys don't have family or friends or anybody who doesn't or who lives overseas right now or like back then, so basically you needed calling cards for long distance calls.
I mean, I think
you don't need them anymore. Like,
but I mean,
there's so many different ways. But
even to like, you needed to call collect to do long distance in the United States back in the day. There was no like, I couldn't just call across. Like there was long distance calls on phone plans. There were to call from a landline. You had to call like you couldn't just call like
Well, regardless, you
that
didn't need like
easily.
a calling card unless you were going out of the
But
country.
I mean, you
for the most
similarly had to put
part.
1-800 collect
international
or
rates,
things like that.
you know?
But yeah, no, the calling cards were hilarious because
So unless you, what I'm saying is, if you don't have family or friends at the time who are living, across the water,
you
then
never had to
probably
call.
never had to use a calling card. It's a
Dude,
little
it was
bit-
interesting. It was super
stupid.
interesting. Like, what the fuck is this process?
like there's so many ways to connect now that they made international calling free in most phone.
Dude, can you
plans.
imagine, like,
they're like, what are we charging you for again? We can use
dude,
Facebook, Snapchat.
if like these old people who like the guy who Alexander Graham Bell, right? He's the guy that created the phone. Can you imagine if this motherfucker came into like today, like, hey, dude, what's up, Alexander? What's up, fool? Hey guys, I need to use the phone. Like, all right, cool. And you hand him this, right? And then he's just like looks at it, like he's like, "Oh, thanks, it's a mirror." Right? Like, what would he think about this, right? So you're like,
the screen pops on, he fucking throws it.
first, my first question was like, "Alex, who the fuck you calling, dog?" Like, we rose you from the dead.
But you don't even know anybody's phone number.
Like,
It's not 3 anymore.
dude, like they had one number back then. Like, dude, I got like, what's your number? 4. All right.
There was a total of 10 phones. As soon as you got to the double digits, that was it.
The progression of phones is really hilarious though. Like,
Yeah.
they had the ones like where it was like on the wall and it had the thing where you would talk into it and it had the microphone.
Yeah.
And I'm describing this poorly, but most of
They
you
they
don't
use
know.
the idea of like the 2 solo cups with the string, and
Yeah.
that's how they created the first like to your ear and to your
So you really only could call your neighbor.
yeah.
Like, hey, dude, call this
Which-
dude. I need you to call your neighbor who's going to call their neighbor and the neighbor after that and tell dude to bring my motherfucking shears back.
Which you could really have just opened a window and yelled across, probably.
Like, oh my God, man. Like, must have been hilarious back in the day. Well, not even hilarious, just fucked up. Like, your neighbor was like a mile down the road. But like, dude,
I had to ride the bike to go get.
slow down,
now this-
motherfucker.
This could be something that is just like a real stupid realization that I had, and I
Like,
probably
this whole conversation hasn't been dumb.
and I probably could have talked about this already before. I don't remember, but a while back I was like talking with somebody about the electrical bill, right? And I was like, oh, ComEd, and then I was like Commonwealth Edison, and I was like, oh, Edison. Thomas Edison. That's why it's called Commonwealth Edison.
That's episode 60, guys.
I had no idea of the connection at first. And I was like, look at them paying homage to the man who created this shit.
Would you look at God? So now Adam's disclosed how not so smart he is.
Listen, I'm learning. Every day is a new experience.
Anyway, so I wanted to talk about this this new. So I don't have an Alexa in my house or a what's the Google or
Just Google.
Alexa and the other joint they got. They got Alexa and this other bitch.
Echo?
Amazon Echo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, right? I don't want either of these motherfuckers in my house, right? Like, that's just a person that's, like, the government's obviously listening, right? Now they're going to try to make it, like, now they're trying to entice you, right? Those who were like, no, I still don't want it, I don't trust it. They're trying to find a way to get those people to get involved, right? They want those people to have a microphone in their house, too.
Naturally.
Not that this fucking phone ain't one. Anyway, so the newest thing is I saw that Mr. Samuel L. Jackson himself, Mr. Snakes on a
Samuel.
Plane, Mr. My Wallet Says Bad Motherfucker, Mr. Tell That Bitch to Chill, Mr. I've Had It with these snakes
On this motherfucking plane.
on this motherfucker. And he's done much other things. Everybody knows Sam Jackson. But either way, he is now going to be later in this year a voice option for Alexa.
Huh.
And there is a I don't know what they call it, but a explicit version available, which is dope.
He'll be like,
Motherfucker.
motherfucker,
Yeah. I think that's pretty dope, but you're not gonna get me yet, bitches. Like, that's not happening yet.
I'm not surprised that it's gone this way.
Like, I always hated the GPS voice. Go this way.
Yeah, like it couldn't have gotten more robotic than that.
Dude, there's nothing worse than calling a place and getting like the automated voice. You're like, this bitch isn't even real. Like, I talked to, like, you've been talking to somebody and then you realize that it was a robot the whole time. Be like, you employed a robot. It's a
Yeah.
fucking
Well, you know what? You're the last person to say anything about that because you remember your voicemail message back in the day.
yeah, but that's a whole nother
Well,
thing.
no,
man.
because you made people think that they're talking to you and they're
It,
not.
wa- it
so
was
that's
it
the
was
same
it
exact
literally
thing.
would okay. That's your fault because everybody fell for it. Mad people fell for it
That's
a lot.
what I'm saying.
And like it was such a good voicemail that people fell for it repeatedly. Like I would get people like motherfucker.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, so I had a voicemail set up that back in the day, like I don't know, just like people used to customize their phone ringers, you know what I mean? Like whatever. I hated when you would call somebody and you get a ringer, right?
Yeah.
I always hated that because I always thought that was stupid. Like, all right, I don't want to listen to music while I'm calling you. Like, it only makes me angry when I realize we've listened to the whole song and you haven't fucking answered.
Right.
Yeah,
You forget about the fact that you're calling somebody. You're sitting here like,
but like, yeah, this is dope. What was I doing? Oh, fuck. But so I had a voicemail set up where it was like, you would call and be like, yo, what's up? Oh, no, how did I go? It would literally say something like, yo, what's up? Oh, yeah? Cool. Hey, do me a favor. Leave a message. And it was I gave time specifically for people to answer.
right.
And
You must have had an exchange with somebody practicing this. Like,
no,
takes
I
about
promise you I didn't.
1.5 seconds.
I promise you I
Another
didn't. I
30
remember
seconds.
it took me not very long to record that, but I remember like so it was cool and I enjoyed it, but everybody I know didn't. And also the only reason I changed it was because I remember one time I was trying to get a job
That's what it always comes down to.
and they were like, what's going on with your voicemail? I was like, oh, that's an old one. I was gonna change
I
that.
forgot it was set up like that because I don't call myself.
Because I had that fucking set up for like probably 2 years, man. I used to get voicemails like, you motherfucker, every fucking time I call you, I'll have a 30-second conversation with you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So don't talk about voices and other boxes.
It is not my fault that you guys, everybody fell for such a great
Just
fucking
completely
thing.
stopped calling you. Like, fuck this
Fucking-
guy. I'm not calling him anymore. Fuck. Yeah. Talking to nobody.
Either way, don't be mad. It is what it is.
Well, that
It was
my
super
point to you
creative.
is to not be mad.
Well,
because,
I'm
you
not
know what
getting.
I mean?
I don't want fucking
You know what
Sam
I mean?
Jackson in my
Yeah.
house talking to me. Like, imagine if he just starts talking out of nowhere while you sleeping and shit. Like, you start fucking busting at your Alexa.
What
like,
is-
motherfucker? Shut the fuck
What's
up.
the limits with that thing? Can I have Alexa like read an article to me? Like, Alexa, read.
If you can have it read things, then I'll definitely get an Alexa. With
Then
Sam
you have,
Jackson's
the whole,
voice?
Yeah, the whole script with
Oh,
Sam
dude,
Jackson.
I would literally be washing dishes like, Sam, read 48 Laws of Power, power number 8. Please and thank you. Motherfucker!
That's a long motherfucking book.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would sound. Like, honestly, I
I'm
don't know.
intrigued now.
Maybe, no, I'm not.
I'm intrigued. I think I'm gonna go and fuck with it at like Best Buy in a couple months or something, whenever it comes out.
I don't know. I'm not for it. I
I'm
don't.
gonna be like, Alexa.
I'm not here for like. They're just trying to find ways to trick us into getting these things in our house. And yes, this is a good. Whoever came up with this was like, dude, we just got to get Sam Jackson, who probably made an extremely large bag off of this bitch.
I'm sure he did.
But
Yeah.
and I don't blame him for doing it. But I bet you Sam
Give
Jackson.
it to Amazon for
Bet
the
you-
innovation.
I bet you he don't even have one in his house.
He probably does because they probably gave him a free one.
But it's probably not opened.
You never know.
I don't think I want an Alexa.
He might
in the
actually
house.
enjoy that product. You know,
I really don't think I would like an Alexa in the house. But that's just me.
I'm pretty sure you can have Alexa like reorder like food from restaurants and shit that you've ordered. The capabilities are pretty large.
Yeah,
just
but
to hear-
no, but I get it. They're trying to get you to have this microphone in your house to trick you to believe that it's something that's for you.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. You know,
I'm not
who
with
knows
it.
what Jeff Bezos is up to?
Dude, that guy's. I'm good, man. I'm good. He's got way too much money, and I
I
don't.
feel like if he linked up with Elon Musk, we could probably like change the world. You know,
they don't want Elon Musk to change the world. They see how
Well-
fucking crazy that guy is, ready to do everything, and they're like, "No, Elon, don't do that."
He fucking just has fun with his money though. I got to give it to him.
Yeah, he does. He built the fucking flamethrower, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you see this DMX GQ magazine thing?
DMX was on GQ.
Yeah. Well, DMX. So, firstly, obviously, he's been more visible lately, right? He's been with his boy
Well, he's out of
Swizz,
jail now.
who
so
just bought the fucking Tony Stark mansion.
it's pretty fucked up.
It's craziness.
Yeah.
Where the hell did Swiss Beats get all this money from?
Alicia.
No, I think I would argue that he's probably got more success musically because of what he's been attached to.
I don't think so because there's more money in the pop/R&B.
No. I'm talking about motherfucker. He's produced for. I'm talking about what he's attached to, not what like you hear him on. So like Swiss has produced and been a part of like. So he was Rough Riders in-house, Rough Riders music, and afterwards he's created so many different things afterward that I think you could say he's probably been more successful.
I don't know, man. I don't know their net worths, so you know what? Let me just check that because
I don't even beyond net worth because I don't think net worths on
well, we're
on
talking
Google,
about buying.
I don't think those are accurate.
That's
though.
probably ridiculous.
I don't think
you know?
those are accurate net worths. Me and Vivi been checking it up recently when we see like how much do you think this person's worth, and it doesn't seem to be correct. Because I just watched that fucking episode of Rick Ross with Nate Robinson when he went into his house, and look, Rick Ross' crib is just. It's not normal to own something that large, right?
Well,
like
it says that Alicia is worth
that's what she
70
said.
million on this.
Swiss probably got like, I would think Swiss is in the like realistically close to 9 figures.
It says that his net worth is 65 million. So technically, I'm right.
Whatever, motherfucker. Anyway, but yeah, no, I think that. I don't know, like to buy the fucking. I don't even know where we were talking about, but I do remember him once we brought up the fact that he bought that crazy house, and then just talking about Rick Ross's house. That shit is massive, dude. Have you seen it?
Yeah, remember I showed you the.
But like, have you seen the videos of this house? Like, this thing is massive.
Because they're gonna reshoot something there. What are they?
Oh, they're shooting Coming to America 2 there.
Ah, yes.
That's a lot of fucking exposure for this big ass house. That pool is massive.
I wonder what they're paying.
No wonder
him to
he
use
said
his
Drake
house.
and Kanye can invite every bitch they ever met, and then some.
I wonder what they're paying him to use his house.
Oh, abnormal, large amount of money. I don't know, like something crazy.
Paying for the house.
You can fucking like you can use my crib.
$25 million.
You can use my crib to talk about where you came from.
You trying to shoot a biopic? I got you.
Speaking of a New Jack, they're doing a New Jack City remake too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know that. I think sometimes you should just leave the classics as classics and don't remake them. Like I'm not a big fan of because it's hard to recapture the magic that once was so organically.
You know, some people are doing too much, and some people are redoing too much. And right now, they're redoing too much.
I don't even think. That was So, but I do think that I don't know if they should remake Coming to America. I don't think they should. I think if they were going to do a number 2, it should have been way back when. I'm
okay with it right now. I'm going to let it happen because a lot of the remakes are including people who were never in an original one. And as long as
this
Eddie
one has
is
a lot of them, it
part
has
of this.
Arsenio and all of that involved.
Right. So if you give me like a remake of Coming to America, and you're talking about how classic of a movie this is, right? And you're bringing it back with random, some new starting roles. No,
that's why
you can only bring it back with the stars.
Like I wouldn't watch How High 2.
No. Which I believe is out already.
Did you see? You've seen Belly too, right?
Yeah.
That's nothing. That it's
Isn't
like
it's
a completely different movie.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Belly 1. Like, why would you have not? Well, just name it something else.
Yeah.
It's like those girls did their interpretation of Ghostbusters. Why didn't you just name it like Girls Busting Ghosts?
Because it sounds like a porn name. You know?
That's what she said. Girl bust down in ghosts. That's not a thing either. Anyway, but like, no, I'm just saying like, and then they get mad because the son of the original writer wants to bring it back, but like, but with original characters and all of that. Yeah. And then Leslie Jones got angry. Now, is it Leslie Jones or Leslie?
Yeah, the one who's on.
She got angry. She was like, "Oh, you should have." It's disrespectful to not even ask us. But like, no, you guys made a movie that was an interpretation of it and renamed it and named it the same thing.
This is not your movie.
Right. It just like, I'm sorry. It just isn't that. Like I didn't even watch it. Like I'm sorry. I just didn't have if you name it something else, maybe. But when you name it the name of something that has such a high level of following and cult,
which goes back to my point about fuck a Space Jam 2 with LeBron James.
Yeah, name it something else.
Get the fuck out of here. Make your own legacy.
Basketball with alien issues, part 2. I don't know.
Aliens kidnap me for help with the Monstars.
No, but I'm not always down for that remake shit. Like most of the time, I think when they talk about bringing back these reunion shows, probably they talk about like Fresh Prince should do one, Family Matters, and I don't know. I think that my idea though, I think they should do a Eddie and Stefan, or Eddie and Urkel, and maybe even what Bullethead?
Yeah.
Is it Bullethead?
No,
not
Bullethead is
Bullethead.
from
Cosby, right?
No, Bullethead is Steve Harvey show.
Yeah. Damn, why can't I even think about that? What the fuck was that about?
Uh,
That was a brain fart. I know those shows.
fuck Eddie. Who's his? Waldo.
Waldo. But they should do it. They could do a those
Waldo,
three.
Geraldo,
Faldo. No, they should definitely do one with them. But like, I think when you bring back like all these shows, it's hard to even. I don't know. Like, it's hard to bring back the same feeling, and the jokes don't hit the same because it's not the same era. So you got to like adjust, and that adjustment doesn't always
That's the
fit
thing. Like
who the show was, or what the show was, and who the characters are. You know what I mean?
like Fresh Prince in a way could work because they were living a upper lifestyle.
That just can't work because James Avery's
but like
passed.
a show
Rest in
like
peace, James Avery.
but a show like Martin couldn't work because they lived in like a broker 90s
Also,
era.
Tommy's not around. Tommy
Right.
Ford, rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace.
That's-
All these shows,
and these things should show you that time has passed so long that some characters are passing, and
yeah.
it's been so. I don't think it's even probably kind of disrespectful to bring a show back without all the original cast being
Yeah, I
present.
think so. I agree. Since we were talking about Fresh Prince for a second there, you gonna watch this new Will Smith Gemini? What is it called?
Gemini Man, where he fights himself.
Yeah,
He fights himself as himself.
it was very weird because he's fighting himself who's younger, right? Like they made him look younger again for that
This
part.
is like the Wolverine Logan movie.
Wait, did he fight himself?
You didn't watch the last Wolverine?
Yeah, but he wasn't fighting himself.
Yeah, remember they made him but younger. I don't know
Perhaps
if
it
this
is.
is a spoiler, but
I don't know. I don't think so. I've watched the trailer for
and
Gemini
like Dave
Man
Chappelle
12 times
said,
now.
yeah, even if it is, but you don't remember they remade, like they created him but younger, and then at the end he had to fight him, but himself being younger was mad fucking strong, and I think he
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, he's like, well, shit, I was that.
Like that's
Now
like,
I'm
it's like
this.
the old man who's like, man, I still got it, and then they don't realize they don't got it anymore,
Yeah.
and they go try to do something and they fuck their whole
You
self
don't have
up.
to be old. I mean, I feel that way about things that I used to do all the time.
The thing is,
like shit.
Adam never had it in the first place, so him to think
That's a
he has it
damn
now
lie.
is a little bit, a little bit of a stretch.
So that's a lie.
Been trying to get Adam on the court or anywhere to do anything physical, and his ass should be like, no.
That's not 100% true. Well, regardless, we ain't talking about me. What else is that? It's I know the Baby came out with a new album.
Yeah, I don't.
yesterday or
There
Friday.
was some new music. This used to be a podcast about music.
Once upon a time,
At one point, we've kind of switched gears to randomness.
Yeah. No, the Baby put out a new album. Young M.A. put out a new album. Summer Walker.
Yo,
Kevin
she
Gates.
had a freestyle on Flex. I actually fucked with it, man.
Yeah. I
She
heard
can
actually
she
that her
can
album
actually
was pretty
rap.
good.
She can rap. I'll say that about her.
I haven't listened to the album. But
Is
I
it
heard
Young
it's good.
Ma or Young M.A.?
I think it's Young M.A.
There's no periods anymore between it.
She changed it,
Yeah, it's Young Ma.
so now it's Young Ma. But why is it in all caps? She's like Young Ma.
Oh, now they're. Oh no, so it's Young M.A.
Right. So Young M.A.
But there's no period after M.A. I mean after the A. But
I don't think. I think it's still pronounced it A. It's like when you put an A in a sentence.
I don't know. Sometimes yeah.
I went to take AP.
She's quite thuggish.
It's the thuggish ruggish bone.
Eric Bellinger put something out.
Yeah, he did. I saw.
I listened to it.
I just looked today to be honest. Which new music came out?
I
haven't
listened
to
Friday, but nothing's really come out that I can see. Eminem's supposed to release some shit that I can care a fuck about. That's some new music supposed to come out by him. Kanye with his whack ass
I heard he pushed that
yo,
back.
That shit is so nasty, yo. Fucking, I don't give a fuck about what Kanye's putting out.
No.
It's real weird, yo. I don't want to hear Kanye like. Look,
I listened to
dude,
Jesus Walks 2, and if that song isn't good, then the rest of it's not going to be good.
Well, I just read something that said Kanye's now thinking about not making. So they said secular music. So what is secular and non-secular? Do you know?
No.
I'm gonna look that up because
I thought secular was like you pray to just one God type of thing, or one religion.
So
some shit.
what's non-secular?
I
You
have
don't
no
pray
idea.
to nothing?
I don't know. I could be lying completely.
But
here,
he said Jesus walks. If he's not
nothing
praying
new.
nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna look this up right now.
If
N-O-N.
if he's gonna put out a Jesus Walks 2, it better be good.
Okay, so non-secular, relating to or involving religious or spiritual matters. So that would mean that
So it's a secular, non-secular, and secular.
secular
are religious
means
terms.
worldly, non-religious, or non-spiritual.
So non-secular means you're non-worldly.
So what are you gonna do, Kanye? You're gonna try to? I mean, he's gonna either lose. He's gonna lose fan base, or
So now he's gonna
try to convert fan base. Kanye's gonna have people drink fucking Kool-Aid with him one
Is he
day.
gonna start doing Christian rap? Is that what he's moving towards?
Yo, I don't want to hear that, and that's cool if you want to, but I'm not listening. I'm not here for any of that.
I mean, in general, it's hard for me to listen to a new Kanye project without bias.
I don't want to hear nothing about Kanye anyway, to be honest with you, but he's definitely going to form this cult. Kanye, I can for sure see Kanye forming a cult.
I think Kanye has already formed a cult.
Well, it's forming now.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like in the when you're in a kid, that sounds when you are
don't be in a kid.
when you are a kid,
Public service
right?
announcement.
I was going to say when you are a kid in a swimming pool.
Right.
Back in the day, I don't know. We had friends who had swimming pools. We didn't.
No.
But you would, to start a whirlpool, it slowly swirls, and eventually that shit starts picking up space.
Well, it depends how many people you have in there.
That's what's happening. That was a stupid analogy. It's like a snowball. It's like whatever.
I
Either
didn't
way,
know where he was going with that. It happens, Sometimes
Anyway,
you pull up and miss.
so Kanye is slowly forming this whirlpool, if you will, and I think I don't know how, but people are actually getting dragged into it. Like, how are these people? He's not. Listen, I'm sorry. Just because you're walking around with a Bible that's probably hollowed out with some sort of pipe in it, right? Like
Harold Kumar.
that was
actually cool.
I just don't see. I don't get it. I don't understand how people are just falling for this guy's act. Like, he was like, all right, so I'm not really working as a rapper right now. So what I'm gonna do is form this non-secular music group called, I don't know, Jesus Walks Again. I don't know. We've already spoken about this, but I just feel like that motherfucker is not very. I think everything he does has an ulterior motive. And his agenda isn't always clear, even though people will assume that they think what his agenda is his agenda.
I still largely am of the mindset that good music is good music. It's hard to sometimes separate the music from the person, and Kanye, I have a particularly hard time doing that with.
So you still listen to R. Kelly, is what you're saying?
No, they're just certain songs that apply well to some time frame.
No, I won't. I can't stop listening to.
There's
I
maybe
Can Fly.
5 R. Kelly songs that I allow to stay on.
Yo, I still got to listen. I Believe I Can Fly.
I Believe I Can Fly. I wish, actually, both versions of that.
Even though your past going on like 4 long years.
We can't sing it on here. That's taking this stuff too far.
We didn't let him sing it. I sang it.
But yeah, episode 60 looking good.
That's funny.
What else you got?
I don't really got much else, honestly. I don't know if we've spoken about much. I was just going to go on how about these spiders are a little bit ballsy nowadays, but I don't know if everybody can relate to that at this point.
Spiders are ballsy and they're really big.
Yeah, dude, they got large. Like, I swear to God, like they got mind control. They got I've had to deal with some sewer spiders as of recently, and these motherfuckers have been quite big.
Yeah,
Been spraying this fucking raid at them. The raid knocks them down. They still get up like. They
come back stronger.
Like, oh shit, he's on meth.
It's like when you're playing one of those RPG video games back in the day, and you're getting close to beating the thing. Now he's fucking 10 times harder.
Oh, he grows in even dude, I murdered everything about him, and now he's grown into this gigantic thing that I'm never gonna beat.
Yeah. It's like when you were fighting Metal Gear.
Dude, oh my God, I was just gonna bring that up. Remember, I could not win. It took me so long, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fighting all of them sucked. Revolver Ocelot, I think, was one of the first ones that you faced, the first bosses.
This is talking about a video game now, guys.
I mean, I'm sorry, but this game has just always been
Revolver,
been conversation worthy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I've been wanting to go on a cruise lately. I've been seeing some advertisements for some big cruise ships. I'm like, That could be dope.
I want to go on like an Alaskan cruise.
Just the water's been kind of like crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's hurricane season. I thought hurricane season was over. But no, it's not. It's not over.
No, it's definitely not over. It's on some bullshit.
I think like the last few that they had in the water, they seem to have dropped down to pretty much nothing.
Good. That is shit. It's been that last one was Category 5, man. They said that shit was crazy, and then Texas was flooding. Shout out to Texas. Hopefully everything is okay there.
Particularly Houston.
Yeah, Houston was getting underwater crazy.
Yeah.
I think it just shows that regardless of what we want to do, man, the water is going to definitely do. It's stronger than any force we have.
For sure, it's going to dictate things.
Regardless, that's why cruises are you got to pick strategically, and even when you pick strategically, you don't know. Like I remember the last night I was on a cruise, right? I went to, I don't know if we've ever spoken about this, but I was on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I was with my girlfriend, and I forget 4 days or something like that. 4 days, 5 days, 4 nights, 4 days, 3 nights.
I don't know. You would know that better than me.
I'm just trying to remember. But either way, the last night I remember because we had a window. You could look out. The water is choppy.
Yeah.
Being on a cruise itself is kind of a it's a weird feeling.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the middle of the ocean on
the
a boat.
Middle of
everything
the
outside
ocean.
of you, there's nothing out around you. You see planes flying overhead. I'm sure, but like
I'll tell you the most awkward feeling I had on the cruise. So it was the last night again, and there's a point where you can be in a hot tub, in the back of the ship called Carnival has this place called Serenity or where it was 21 and older. Kids can't come because kids
like
seem
a nightclub
kids
where
fuck up cruises, dude.
Yeah,
Kids
I can
are
imagine.
the worst. So you can go back there, and I remember, so you're at the back of the ship, no lights towards the back, obviously all towards the front or what have you, and even to the sides, I think. So I remember being at the back, and you look off the back, and it's probably like a 60, 70-foot drop back there, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember it was just a weird feeling because you're very aware that if you fall off that back,
you're fucked.
it's over.
Yeah.
It's
like nobody's
over.
gonna hear me screaming to get back up. A shark is gonna grab me by the legs and pull me underwater.
You fall in that water like a drop of water falls in that water.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there oh my God, this is fucked up.
Then like 2 weeks later, a Carnival cruise came back in after a vacation, and dude, there were one short.
Well, obviously I'm with Vivi and she was there. She would try to get somebody, but by the time they do, they're like, how far from that part? And now they're looking for me.
Yeah, but with you two, both you would end up in the water.
No, she was in the hot tub. I was just looking over it. It was just a really weird feeling.
Yeah.
But cruises are cool. Obviously, I've broken my foot while on the cruise, and that could be a story for next week, possibly. I don't really want to get into
Just
that
a cruise
story now.
full of feelings,
Yeah, just one of those. We'll get into that story at another time. I don't know how far we in today.
See you there, or I'll see
you
you
another
some other
time. I don't know how far we how.
It's 1:30 now. It's been about an hour.
Okay.
You know.
Well, no. I guess I could tell it. So it's not that crazy a story. But no, like we were. So we
We'll
took
put some pictures.
We took
along with the story.
Oh no.
Showing your cruise time.
I actually have a picture of me with the boot on. But anyway, so we were on this cruise to the Bahamas, and the first stop is Freeport, right? So you load the ship at 4. I think the ship leaves at 4 p.m. Next morning we land in Freeport, right? First stop. Get off, and you're able to be there till I think like 5 or so, 6 o'clock.
So wait, how long of a journey is it to Freeport? Like,
I mean,
14
I don't know
hours?
if we were docked, how early we had docked in Freeport.
yeah.
But I mean, we left. Like I said, the ship leaves. It was in Canaveral in Orlando.
Yeah.
It leaves it at 4 p.m. So I don't know what time we docked, but I mean, obviously, I woke up and we were there.
Yeah.
So I got, so me and my girl were chilling. We get off, and we go get breakfast because that's one of my favorite things about cruises, man. Like
Yeah.
the availability of all this buffet type style food. It's awesome.
Any all-inclusive vacation type of thing.
Well, ships aren't all inclusive. Drinks are not free.
They don't
I mean,
include drinks
cruises.
on the cruises?
I don't know if there's a package to do that now, but they
fuck?
did not do it then.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
That's like going to a wedding without an open bar.
That's a whole nother thing.
Don't invite me.
The whole time I'm like, as we're every day, like we're drinking, I was just tallying up how many drinks I had and she had, just so I wouldn't be shocked by the
It's still shocking as this is happening, but
it was so shocking. Like, fuck. But like we'd be there, I'd be like, all right, that was 9 for me. That was she had 14. All right, we're good. All right, cool. I just remember that being a thing. But anyway, So we get off the ship, right? At this port, there's shops and shit. And I was good. I grab a beer. I'm like just kind of walking around. And she's like, all right, let's grab a taxi and go somewhere, right? So already we're in this taxi. And I'm like, this guy just seemed to be just waiting there for us. Like, is this a thing? And he actually was really cool. But we drove for like 15 minutes, right? 15, 20 minutes to where the beach is at on Freeport, in Freeport, where you can go on jet skis and things of that nature. We get off. We go to a shop, we get some liquor, what have you. And I don't mean to go through the whole rundown, but I'm trying to give you an idea of like. So when so there's a pathway that leads to the water, but it's probably less than 10 minutes, but close to 10 minutes of a walk, and it's right next to this police station, which is hilarious. And everybody's drinking. It's weird. It's a different land,
right? For sure.
So. We walk there, we get on some jet skis, we do our thing, reckless as fuck. She falls off on the jet ski. I think it's hilarious. She's terrified, right? And we fell off far, right? Like, she fell off far. I was on there just, So we get back, and we put our blankets down, right? We find a place on the beach, and we go to take, so I'm putting it down. I'm like, all right, I'm getting in. And if you've gone to any of these places where the ocean is, where you go to the shore of the ocean and, it's one of these beaches where it's kind of nice, what have you. The way the water forms, I think the undertow really molds the sand underneath of where it's at. So it forms it into these hard sand rolls, and it's like basically like a speed bump feeling, but it's a very compacted feeling. So I went to go take a step. I'm facing down the beach, and I go to take a step, and I go to run, and I guess the way my weight shifted, I was right on the middle of the foot, and what they call it is like a Jones fracture, and it's what Kevin Durant had.
Yeah.
And it's the fifth metatarsal, right, which is on the last bone on the outside of your foot, and I fractured that, and this is the first day of the vacation. First day.
It's pretty fucked up shit.
So I came out.
To
I told her, I was like, I don't know what I did to my foot, but I felt it kind of like it was hurt. It was hurt. I had
not come out of the gate strong.
We hope we've played sports our whole lives, but this was a different feeling,
Yeah.
So I remember coming out of the water after the weights lifted off, and I remember stepping on it, and it was swollen. It was starting to get it was hurting. So we had a big ass bottle of Bacardi Gold. I remember I chugged the shit out of that,
which is the worst shit of all time, by the way.
Oh, I like Bacardi though. But
Bacardi Gold is just not. It's not a taste you soon forget.
No, definitely not. But most alcohol isn't.
Well, yes.
But no. Long story short, I broke my foot on a vacation first day, and we still had obviously we still had to even get back to the street so we can get on a bus to get back. So that walk, I only told you how long it took initially, and I know this is a long story, but it took like maybe double or 1.5 times. So let's say it was 10 minutes. It took like 25 minutes to get there because by the time that we were there, I was limping. Like I could not walk. I remember we got on this. We got in this bus full of a family full of Chicagoans, like from Inglewood, whole cool family, and we actually chilled with them the majority of the trip. But by the time I got back, and this is the end, like we got back to the ship, and I was like, yo. I went to the ship doctor. I'm like, my foot. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It hurts. So they really just gave me a wrap in like a little envelope full of like 8 fucking ibuprofens. Like, here you go. Huh. And that was the end of what they did for me. And I had the rest of the ship, like the rest of the trip. I was like, it was ridiculous, man.
So let that be a lesson to you folks. There are more realistic concerns out there than falling off the boat and being eaten by a shark.
Dude,
in some cases,
yeah, be careful.
I mean, walk into the ocean.
My advice during on cruises and things like that is to just be careful because like even the water, man, like we went in Nassau, we went into this water that for sure the beach should not have been open, but it was that type of water where it would throw you, the tide would come in, it would throw you, and at the same time as it goes out, it would pull you back in.
So walk on eggshells, not hot coals. You walk slowly over eggshells and you run.
Oh, yeah, something like that. But no, I think they're fun. I know that was a long story, and I mean, there's more stories to that cruise that I enjoyed a lot. And maybe next time we can kind of remember to talk about our our vacations.
It's the ugly underbelly of the Carnival trip.
Yeah. It's not all sunshines and rainbows and shit. But no, I think cruises are cool. I don't remember why we were. falling into the water and how the water is very powerful.
Yes.
No, it's overwhelming. Like you haven't been on a cruise, but I know. Didn't you go on a ferry in Victoria?
No, actually, we flew, and we took like another like puddle hopper plane across.
So you didn't get to you weren't on the body of water because I know there is a ferry, right? Isn't there some sort of ferry?
Yeah, there's a ferry you can go from Seattle to. But we flew into Canada. Right
Okay,
away.
so I was just saying I would assume in that ferry you get a good sense of,
I mean, honestly, even when we were in Punta Cana and I took like those.
Oh yeah, you did. But I mean,
on
yeah,
the way.
you've been there. But I mean, to be in the middle of a body of water in just a boat, knowing there is no solid land near you,
Yeah.
it's just a weird feeling.
Yeah,
and
for
it was one of the things that's cool. There was the moon was shining through this like little break in the clouds into the water, right? So you're obviously in this place where you look anywhere, any direction, and there's no land, right?
Yeah.
But you looked in the distance and there was light like on one specific part of the water. You're like, what the fuck? And it was the moon just happened to shine right there. You're like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a weird thing. Nature's so fucking cool when you go out there and you see it.
Yeah.
It's intimidating to go on a cruise, but I recommend it to everybody.
I'm sure it is. I mean, like and everybody's heard the stories of like fucked up shit happening. Whether it's the waves are big and the boat's getting rocked around a lot, or like people fucking go missing or fall off whatever it is. But there's risk that comes with anything.
With everything, dude. Like even think about like a plane can go down.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean,
it's the safest way to travel, but it's not like 100% safe.
No, it's not. I mean, like my thing when we're flying is like if it goes down, there's nothing we can do anyway.
Yeah,
so
much.
Once you're up. So, but for me, I would say take a cruise. It gives you a large perspective, not a large perspective, but a really good perspective of what it is like and what the ocean really is capable of.
Yeah,
It was. I always thought it was weird because there was a point where we saw a ship in the distance, not too far away. Like we're kind of in the same route.
What's the crazy thing about those people's lifestyle? The ones who just spend their lives on like cargo ships going across the world, pretty much.
Cargo ships, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking about like cruisers, people.
No,
who
like cargo ships, like.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing,
Yeah,
man. That's
like, this is where
cargo
you
ships
spend
are
your lives on the
weird.
ocean
Yeah,
and
that's
shit.
crazy.
You're a fucking pirate, kind of.
Yeah, spending your whole time in the water has got to be nuts. I know we just talked about like probably 5-6 episodes ago about like whether or not you would go in a submarine.
Oh yeah,
But
different kind of life. It's weird.
I find it crazy that there's balconies on fucking cruise ships. You can go on the balcony, dude. What if you? I didn't even know how to describe how the feeling.
That's the perfect way.
Because like you've been on Giant Drop at Six Flags Great America,
Yes,
right?
of course.
So Giant Drop is this roller coaster that goes straight up
and then just comes
very
straight back
slowly,
down.
right? And it goes up like I think it's 220 feet, 22
that.
stories or something. I remember. It stops and then obviously it just drops. So it's like the same thing that Vegas has, but just one drop. Vegas has it on the stratosphere where you up and down, which I did that.
Never done
Giant
that.
Drop is this feeling when you look down where the butterflies are like nothing else because you know it's going to drop. You know it's going
You
to.
just don't know when because they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the same feeling of if you were leaning over this water, you don't know if, but if you did, you know it's going to fucking be crazy.
Yeah.
And there's that real weird empty feeling of just like fear.
It's funny because they get you to the brink of hating that roller coaster, right? Like you get up there and you're sitting there waiting for so long. You're like, "What the fuck? Like I gotta pee,
then it
man.
click.
Let's go." And I was like, "Woo! Like let's do it again."
I do that roller coaster as literally like protocol.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I got to go here because I'm at Raging Bull now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're talking about a Six Flags Great America which is in
Gurney.
Illinois.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it's one of the better ones in the nation. Like we got some really dope coasters.
Yeah.
And I love roller coasters so much. Like I haven't been to Six Flags in so long.
I was thinking about going to Fright Fest this year, but
we should do a Fright Fest. We should go to Six Flags and like do some vlogging a little bit. Bring
Y'all wanna see that?
bring the Kiona and
y'all want
Kasson
to see us
podcast subscribers
We'll buy
base, which is shrinking by the fucking week anyway.
We'll buy the video of us coming down.
Yeah, they have videos now.
Some of them.
Oh, dude, that'd be dope if it has video.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. I'm gonna have to do something stupid.
Be screaming through the wind like, "This is the Kiona and Kasson podcast."
Oh, that reminds me that I seen a video recently of a guy and his girl on the front of a white roller coaster.
Yeah.
And she made him go on, and he was super scared. And he's like, he was like, they're riding and he's terrified. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. He's like, that's it. We're breaking up. You always make me do things I don't want to do. I don't want to do it. And he was screaming the whole time. And when she heard him, she was like, what? Right? Really just like, what do you mean? And at the end of the roller coaster, he's like, I'm sorry I said it. You always make me do things I don't want to do. You always make me do things I don't want to do. Fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think it's really funny, actually. But I don't know, like, coasters are great.
Yeah.
Cruises are something you should do once.
Yeah.
At least once.
Yeah.
I just wish I lived in Florida for that reason. Dude, you could take a cruise for like $450.
Yeah. I don't know. That's definitely something I would like to do. I'm just looking forward to San Francisco trip this year. That's
that's right. You are going to San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going? Nowhere.
Yeah, well,
Nowhere.
You don't turn 30 this year. You turned 30 a long
Didn't
time
do
ago.
shit when I turned 30 anyway. Well, maybe I don't know what I did for 30. Oh, wait. Oh, I take that back. BB brought me to LA.
Yeah, see? So there you go.
I didn't bring myself to LA, though.
Well, regardless, I'm bringing myself to San Francisco.
Whatever, motherfucker.
Yeah. But all right, speaking of 30, that's you double that and it's 60, and this is the 60th episode, and I'm pretty much done. I don't really, I don't really have anything else to talk about.
I got some shit I want to like this conversation made me want to talk about. We'll talk about next week. We got some shit we could talk about, and speaking of vacations, there are some coming up for the family and whatnot, and we can get into that conversation as well.
Yeah,
horror stories, which I've already given you one. If you break your foot the first day on vacation, it's pretty fucked up.
It is.
Any questions on how to deal with that? You ask me, because till this day I still have a titanium screw in my foot.
Mm-hmm.
I was off for 6 months on disability for work.
Mm-hmm.
It required surgery, obviously.
It sucks that 1 week turned into 6 months, but hey, at least
coming out of surgery is fucking because you've come out of surgery before, right? And I mean, you had your appendix removed, correct?
Yep, and I had a hernia that I had to get fixed as well.
That was within the same time, wasn't it?
No, not too close to each other. But the appendix was fucked up because I had mono at the time, too.
I remember you had mono when you got your appendix.
I was out of school for like another 2 months after that.
Like, that's how you get mono, drinking somebody else's shit. Nasty motherfucker. No,
There's plenty of ways, apparently.
But coming out of surgery in the recovery room I remember, like, they had the fucking the thing for me to breathe in my mouth. They took it out. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was this big fucking like apparatus to help me breathe.
Yeah,
I remember, and it's in your mouth, right? So it's like that.
Well, you're like you're in a fucking daze because you were just drugged,
dude.
And you're like,
I don't know, dude. It was the weirdest thing. I must have been in recovery for like an hour. It took like 20 minutes for the surgery.
Yeah, and
like,
then there's always like a Dateline special on TV when you wake up.
Yeah, so discombobulated.
You're like, what?
I remember I was snoring. I woke myself up snoring, right? Because, like I said,
my dog has done this.
You have the tube in your mouth. You have the tube in your mouth, and so basically, imagine like. Sorry about that, whoever's listening, but that's exactly how it felt. And I know we just said we were going to end the episode, but you just reminded me of that. That it was so weird because you come out of it, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No.
Do you remember what they asked you before that you went under? Like how they got you like...
For the appendix, pretty sure I was going into surgery and I had what I wanted to eat on my mind, right? So I was like, when this is done, let's go to Checkers and get a chicken sandwich.
Did you say that to Mom?
They were both standing there as I was going through. And they were like, all right. And then sure enough,
you knocked out?
I went and got some Checkers.
No, how did you knock out? No.
Oh, yeah. That was the last thing I remember saying. And then I was gone.
I remember them asking me how many people you have, like, brothers and sisters or something. And I was like, yeah, I've got...
It happens fast, man.
So fast, like,
because I remember seeing the lady like putting it into the IV, and then I said I wanted a fucking chicken sandwich, and then all of a sudden I was out, and the next thing I remember, I was waking up in some fucking hotel room, or not hotel room, the recovery room.
Like, where's my liver? I woke up in a hotel bathroom.
Janky hospital was that?
In a bathtub full of ice. Like, that's not even what they were supposed to take out.
I woke up in the recovery room and there's like nobody in there. There's some monotone voice on TV. It was really, really low, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I had to pee.
Like,
I knew it was
gonna
hurt.
Successful.
I think regardless of what surgery you get, you always wake up with that thought, like it's gonna hurt to pee.
I don't think I had that thought.
Well, my surgery was on my stomach, so that's probably why.
Well, I had it on my foot. I remember them putting like heat pads on me during the surgery.
Yeah.
That was cool. I remember it was on all me. Except I'm like, yo, this is warm. That's how they get you. They threw all that heat on you, and then they're like, yo, you got family members? You'd be like, yeah, I got, and then you just knock out.
I don't even know
Then
what
they steal
the
your liver.
inside of that room looked like because literally they were walking me back. We were leaving the lobby or whatever like little hallway was, and I was passed out before I got to the next door threshold.
Serious?
Yeah,
I was in the
out.
surgery room when they like he was. I remember I was laying down, and the guy was sitting down behind me, and he asked me a question, and I guess he put it in.
Well, mind you, okay, I woke up at 7 a.m. just fucking dying in pain, and then we went to the hospital, and I didn't get into surgery until probably 7 p.m.
Really?
with my appendix.
That's a
So,
long time. I
yeah.
don't think that's supposed to be a thing.
Well, I think they also found out that I had mono, and they wanted to see
they
like,
didn't know how to. Like, dude, this
like,
kid's
can we do this?
This kid's got a crazy kid disease right now. We got to make sure.
I was fucked up, man. But yeah. Thank you for watching episode 60.
Appreciate
I
you
know we
guys.
talked about a lot of nothing.
As usual.
It happens.
We
You know.
tried to get into music and didn't even start.
No, there was. You can't start a topic that I know nothing about. I didn't listen to any of it.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we do appreciate y'all rocking with us for 60 episodes.
Absolutely. You guys find number 120 and find out what happened. Send it back to us. You know, our subscriber count.
Oh yeah, find that motherfucker.
Yeah. But regardless, thank you for all the 119 that stuck around. We'll catch y'all in episode 61.
Appreciate y'all.
Holla.
Later.